Well, hello everyone. Thank you for watching today, and we are so happy that you're here. We are renewing our contract with the GEB network in Tulsa. We're thrilled that we're on channel 363 on DirecTV nationwide twice a week, and that we're maintaining our television cost for that broadcast, and for everybody that has become a partner with us or one-time gift with us. We can't thank you enough. And also, I have some partners in Tulsa that are so faithful. I wish I had your phone number because I wanted to call you and thank you for helping us prepay. We prepay our television taping and our TV time every month. So before the show airs, in your area, it is paid for. However, we have to pay for the next month in advance. So we always have payments. But Tulsa, you are becoming some of my favorite sponsors, and I can't thank you enough. I love the GEB network. I love ORU. My daughter graduated from there with honors a few years ago, and I cannot express my appreciation for what ORU does, especially with our youth. I'm not sure that they're keeping the youth informed in the manner that I would like to see them informed about the issues of our day and exactly how our government works, what is going on in other universities that's mocking God in a fashion of indoctrination that is destroying our kids. Our ministry's picked up a couple of challenges this year, and we've asked you to join us. Today we're going to be talking about what we're going to be doing in August in Branson and Springfield, Missouri, to continue to bring forth the truth about the founders of this founding of this nation, and the blood that was shed that brought us the freedom and the unity and the love and the liberty that we enjoy. We'll never be able to take that for granted, but Christians, I need you to get on board. Please stay tuned. Call your friends and say, boy, Faye is on. She's on fire today, and I really am. Feeling better. Oh, Lord, everybody around me, they wish I was back in the bed because the general has arrived and we've got work to do. Call your friends. Say, Faye is on. She is on fire today. We need to know how our government works. And God told Abraham, teach your children the righteousness of God. And based on this principle, will you receive the promises of the covenant that I have made unto you. We claim that Abrahamic covenant as believers, but are we hindering our own blessings because the promises of God are being withheld for the way that we have ignored the spiritual lives of our youth? I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Well, I want to welcome you back, and I also want to get people on track for where we are going this year with one, I think, of the most prophetic prayer pilgrimages that we have ever had as a ministry. Our ministry is one that trains and equips ministry leaders, or raises people up from a maturity level in prayer to the next level. There's so many concepts to prayer, And there's so many organizations now that are organizing as prayer ministries. Although all of them add prayer to another agenda that they have. With our ministry, it's only prayer. Everything springs from the foundation of intercessors with insight who are guided weekly with an 8 to 12 page, depending on the subject, weekly prayer bulletin called Face Facts that I personally write. Now, I write and I mail it first class mail. Sometimes we have to put extra postage on it. But it's only sent to people, number one, that request it, and number two, that support the cost of it. We know there's a lot out there for people. You've got the internet. You've got a lot of places you can go. But we are specific in what we do in patriotic praying, and we believe everyone that comes and joins me 2 hours a week to pray with us, with 2 or more people, or just with their family, or just with us, we see unprecedented answers to prayers. And we know exactly the will of the Father that particular week as far as our government's functions for that week. We've learned not to be afraid of the people we've elected to office. We should never be. And right now, I've never seen our government. It's been this way. It didn't just happen. I want to tell you what's going on in the FBI, the CIA, the NIS, our Congress, waste of money, did not just happen. It is just being exposed because the people of God are waking up. Prayer is changing things. We have 2 outreaches with our ministry that we are really working on. And we'd do a lot more if our funds were there, and we're believing God for a major outpouring of funds that's going to take this ministry to the place that God is calling it to. And I've never had so many people praying for the breakthroughs. I've got people praying for an oil well to come to our ministry that will allow us to do everything God's called us to do and pay for it before we go forward. But that is not dependent on what we do for God. We are staying in tune with the spiritual warfare over America that God has called us to. 2 of the issues that we have invested in as campaigns is the Virtuous Woman's Movement. And we are signing petitions on a website called FAYE, VWM, and that's FAYE, V as in Victor, Virtuous, W as in Woman, movement.com. And you just go there and sign my petition and say to Hillary Clinton and to nasty women and the elites that are running our colleges and universities and kids, girls, abortion clinics, the adultery asylums, pathetic behavior. You do not speak for us. And what our ministry is trying to do, and we are really doing it slow, but we're doing it, is teach Christians and Christian ministers and Christian women's organizations and pastors' wives and leaders of church women's prayer groups who the nasty women are that are totally in control of our nation's politics. Why are they? These are women that mock God. They are more pornographic than anything you've ever seen, and I am not afraid to say this because I can prove it. You should have been in D.C. at the inauguration. So embarrassed. I had to hide the eyes of my little 10-year-old great-grandson. I said, please, or 11 years old, please don't look at that sign. Please don't listen to that nasty voice, that accusation, those filthy hats. This is not America. 5 million, well, 29 million voted for President Trump, and we are the ones that are being called stupid, phobia, everything's a phobia. And who's answering back? Diamond and Silk. That's about all. And they've come from social media for taking a stand as two wonderful, beautiful black women against the attackers and assassinators of President Trump. They've come from a YouTube in their living room to the White House. Lou Dobbs, Sean Hannity, Fox and Friends, and they don't change their subject. And God is using them in a marvelous way. I believe that God can use me the same way to confront Hillary Clinton and the scam of her virtues. And that's what they are. We must take a stand. You say, oh, Christian television. Well, we're on Fox News affiliate television stations. We're on local stations. We're on Christian networks that love the truth coming forth. And we can't keep up. People are not watching us anymore. They're walking with us. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. A couple of weeks ago, I was so sick for 3 weeks, I missed 2 tapings, and I don't think I've done that in ages. Even when I had to take time off for medical procedures, we did our shows in advance, and they were ready to air. I do 2 things religiously, and that is keep our prayer teams praying according to our face facts, which takes me 2 to 3 days a week to get it to the graphic artist and then get it to the team to mail it out and get it on our website, get it on our e-blast, and you can have all those things if you're interested. And tape our shows. All I do is tape it. The guys here do the work. They keep it on the air. They negotiate. They just tell me, you pay this and we do this. But that was all I was able to do for over a year. And then I would have to have people drive me here, pick me up, that all I could do was come in and sit down and do our shows. Well, I had to do the same thing with writing my face facts. Sometimes I'd have to roll from my bedroom in a roller chair to my office where my computer is. I could not walk that far, but I did it. I figured out how to make my body do what it needed to do to fulfill the call of God, that I willed my will to perform. Where is your will today? God says He gives us a free will, and too many Christians have been too free. Well, in August, ever since last June, God spoke to me and one of my partners that we were to go to Springfield, Branson, Missouri. Basically, my goal was to go to Branson because I never saw a place like it. It was one of the most quality, one of the greatest refreshing points for Christians I'd ever seen. The theaters are unlike anything I have ever seen. Their productions. And the Lord spoke to me that our intercessors had worked so hard for so long. We've been on the cutting edge, on the front lines, and there's been a price to pay for that. We've also had some casualties of war in staying on these front lines. I've had to fight for my life 3 times in 3 years. It was not a joke. And I was given instructions. And I was given the consequences and the setbacks if I didn't do exactly what I was told. And we still managed to carry this ministry. And our people stood, and they prayed, and they gave. And God has blessed them beyond measure. Beyond. One person, I know the Lord said, tell them they're going to get 100-fold return in the same year. And this was last year. So I'm telling you the same thing. August the 9th through the 11th, we're going to Branson, Missouri. And the speakers that we have they are literally unmatched. You've probably never heard of them. But like me, they're building an organization that bears much fruit. Sarah Ballinger with the Capitol Hill Prayer Partners in Washington, D.C. is one of our speakers. Sarah wrote one of the most awesome books I've ever had in my hands, with insight to America's history that I didn't know existed till she handed it to me in D.C. at one of our meetings. She wrote the book. I wish I had one with me, but I've given them all away. America's First Martyrs, the history of the Huguenots. America actually began in St. Augustine, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. Actually, the ship arrived in Jacksonville. And I went to that spot, and my guide said to me, Faye, look out there. And there was a ship in the ocean in Jacksonville. She said, that is America's first martyrs. They left France because they were not allowed to read a Protestant Bible or worship Jesus Christ as a born-again, blood-washed believer. They had to belong to the world church or die. They came here. We went to the very spot they dedicated America to. Our intercessors, the wind began to blow. It almost blew us over. And God showed us how to pray, how to intercede, how to redeem that land, and we did. We went from there to Albuquerque, Santa Fe, New Mexico, where the Sephardic Jews were also martyred because they would not bow to the one world church at that time, which was Rome, Church of Rome. And they were martyred. We saw the trail that were wiping out the Jews, Hispanic Jews. And we left there and went to the Trail of Tears in Oklahoma. We covered that trail, and we asked God to please redeem that land. We've never seen anything, any move of God like it. And God told us this year to go to Branson, Missouri. One is for the refreshing. In the evenings, we're going to partake of what Branson produces. Unbelievable. We're going to Samson. Friday night, we're going on a riverboat cruise, and the waterways, pray over the waterways, be daylight going, dark coming back. And we'll be leaving in the light, coming back in the dark. What are we doing? We're going to go to the celebration of the anniversary of the Civil War on Wilson's Creek battlefield in Springfield. It is going to, I'm not sure who all the speakers are going to be, but we will be covering that battlefield. And our intercessors are going to be told the truth, not revise history. God told us as intercessors, go back to the beginning. When we went to Jacksonville and St. Augustine, where the martyrdom took place of the Huguenots, we didn't realize that it was Missouri that was divided between the Confederate and the Union. The war started to remove the divide in Missouri so that the Union could battle the Confederate, including the slaves, and bring them in as states in the United States of America. So we're going back to where the United States divide was won in the Civil War, including bringing down the slaves, the kingdom. And it is an unbelievable act of God that made that happen. People don't know their history. I need you to say, Faye, I want to know about this, and I need you to come. Hi, I'm Faye. Just come to you for a second because we are finishing up our book that Social Security is not an entitlement. Seniors, I'm hearing from you nationwide. I need for everyone that watches this program that does not receive $1,000 a month in Social Security, but you have to live on it, to please write me a note, mail it to the address on your screen, let me know how much you get, and if you have to work another job. Also, we have lawless people that are making our laws. We must confront them. They're conning citizens, senior citizens, like they never have before. Go to our 800 number and make a donation now and say, Faye, I stand with you and I want your book. Do it now. I brought up in the beginning of our program, and I'm so sorry time goes so fast, but it does, the New Madrid earthquake that will divide the United States in half. Well, that's the way it was before the Civil War. We had the Confederate States and we had the Union. And the people now, our kids are getting a revised history, and we have to change that. I have speakers that can change that at this particular meeting. And I want you to either go on our website, insightUSA.us, and get information about our summit. You cannot sign up on our website because we're not that big of a ministry. But what you can do is you can request the brochure or call our office, and you can register that way. But this is the brochure, Patriotic Prayer Warriors Leadership Summit, Celebrate America, Bridging the Divide, August the 9th through the 11th, 2018. There is no conference fee. We are not doing this for fundraising. We have partners, and we pay before we get there. We don't wait till we go and beg and we don't do it. You go somewhere else for that. But the brochures, you can get as many as you like. If you're in a prayer group, a member of a prayer group, a leader, or a church, or a pastor's wife, you really want to know what history is, you need to be here because this is a patriotic leadership summit. You need to know what nation God gave us and when. With this, if you are not able to be with us, and it's totally described in our brochures and our e-blast. So if you'd like to if you're not getting our newsletter or anything, you can go on our website, insightUSA.us. You can make a credit card donation there, but you can enter your email address free. It's free. And we send out e-blast information to only people who want it. I am not here to see how many numbers I can quote to you. I could care less. Most of them are so far out there, I'd never reach them to start with. We only want people, eagles, people that mean business with God and really believe that God can deliver and wants to deliver and is going to deliver America from evildoers. So you can get as many brochures mailed to you as you like. You can order them. We're sending us an email. We'll get them out to you straight away. All of the information that you need. The event prices are group rates, and we have already registered a group in Thursday night for the Dublin Irish Tenors, Friday night for the Riverboat Cruise, and Saturday night for Samson. And boy, people have said there's nothing like it. Our evenings are going to be for the refreshment. The prices are on our brochure, group rates. You pay me first, and I pay the companies, so we can have the discounted rates that we have. Holiday Inn, Express, Highway 76, it's a miracle. We got our rooms for $80 a night. I paid $146 for the same room when we were there in June and October of last year setting up this conference. We got wonderful, but they only last so long. So you need to get the information. If there's a reason you can't come, we need a $20,000 cash flow in this ministry to stay ahead of what God is telling us to do and do it the way He's called us to do it. You can become a sponsor, and it's on here. And you could sponsor $1,000, $5,000, $500, and be a part of what God's calling us to stop the dividing of America. God bless you. Hi, everybody. I'm Faye Hardin, and I want to wish you a wonderful 2018. God has revealed to me that there's a war on seniors, that the people we elected to office now have a bill that they are going to reduce Social Security to seniors. What are they doing? They are funding the illegal DACAs that they are bringing into this country based on what they're taking from seniors. They raided Social Security. My information gives you that information. I need for you to go to my website right now, insightUSA.us, make a donation, or call the 800 number that's on your screen and say, Faye, I'm a senior and I make less than $1,000 a month and I get no assistance from the government. Call today. Make a donation. Help me.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's fax, call or email Faye 407-265-0700 or faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.